Oh, Malik, everybody knew when Malik came into the ICU. You know, he's special. And certainly Lisa and Gwen, always there at the bedside. And they, they were great advocates for Malik. And I think Malik's life was certainly, I think, a tribute to all their hard work and everything that they did to make sure that he got every opportunity for the care and treatment and everything that Malik needed. They pursued it to the nth degree. But Malik's famous in the PICU, and everybody knew when he was there and came to visit him. And you know, Malik and his family, they'll always be special in our PICU.
I started taking care of Malik while I was early on in my training. And there are certain patients and families who you remember, and unfortunately, because of the number of children that we take care of, you don't remember all of them. The ones that stand out usually stand out for very good reasons. And Malik and his family stand out for the best reasons possible. Malik always came in, and when he came in, you knew he was a little bit sick, but there was nothing better than watching Malik get better and watching the smile come back on his face. And he was exactly what I love about pediatrics. Never in the bed wondering, why is this happening to me? Never feeling sorry for himself, and never down and upset. He taught me a lot, and his family really taught me a tremendous amount as well. And for as much burden as they had in their lives with Malik's illness, every time I took care of him, every time they came into the hospital, they came in and were gracious and thankful and really worked collaboratively with the medical team. And it is such a tremendous joy taking care of kids like Malik and working with families like Malik's family on a daily basis. It impacts me personally in a way that families don't always understand. We do this job every day and go home to our families, and everyone says, wow, it's amazing that you do what you do, but what the families we take care of don't realize is what we learn and what we are able to gain from them. And Malik and his family really exemplified that. He was a joy to take care of, a beautiful kid, and I'll never forget his smiling face and his really bubbly demeanor and his tremendous attitude toward life.
My memories of Malik are really from early in my medical training and when I first arrived at Children's National. I did not take care of Malik right at the end of his life. I took care of him on multiple brief occasions earlier while he was in the pediatric intensive care unit. And one of the things that I particularly remember is Malik was a patient and he had a family that was very beloved by the staff at Children's National. Like, for example, even though he would come into the hospital, and clearly that would be a stressful time for Malik, for his mom, for his grandmother, both of whom seemed to be pretty much always at his bedside. He was someone that the staff seemed to very much embrace. So even though at the time I think I had been at Children's National for a year or two when I first met Malik, his mom and his grandmother seemed to know everyone, and everyone seemed to be very happy to see them and would take time out of their day to particularly go out of their way to come to meet with Malik's mom and Malik's grandma, see how Malik was doing, wish them their best while he was in the hospital.
Malik was had a cold and was having trouble breathing, and so was in the ICU so that we could watch that and help him in any way that we could. And his breathing became so difficult that we started talking about potentially placing a breathing tube in his mouth and into his throat so that we could place him on a ventilator. And I'll never forget this. You came to me and said, let's talk about this. Because this is a big deal, and we all know that if we put him on the ventilator, that this is something that will probably go on for days and days. And you told me that you thought that he was actually looking better over the past several hours. And could we wait? Could we watch? Could we give him just a little bit more time? And thankfully I heard you that day. And Malik did well throughout the early parts of the morning and into the next day, and never needed the ventilator during that admission. And it was a really big time for me because I was training, and I greatly appreciated the partnership that I had with you. I was very thankful that we were able to help Malik get through that without needing the ventilator, and so it taught me a lot of good lessons, and I also learned a lot about what a great family you guys are. And then the other thing that I'll always remember is when not too long after you guys came back from Florida. So this is much more recent, and Malik being so excited about meeting Shaq. That was great. Just hearing about that trip and how much fun everybody had. And thinking back about how long we've known each other, and watching him grow up and seeing how excited he was, that was just a great day. That was a lot of fun to watch and see. I am very humbled by what you all are doing, and I greatly appreciate it. And I do feel like that I've learned a lot from working with you all. You all are a wonderful family. And hopefully that has, my experiences with you all have helped to spread throughout the ICU in terms of how to work with families in the right way. And that's what we need to do. That's when the best medicine happens. That's when the best outcomes happen. Even when they're not good outcomes, even when somebody dies. If you're working with somebody in a good way and you have a good partnership, then you can look back on those times and feel like that it wasn't something that we all wanted to happen, but it happened in the best way. That's what we hope, and that's what I've learned from you all, and that's what I sincerely appreciate, and I look forward to working with you and the Mac Foundation in the future.